Welcome to day 4 of Teresa's First Look, week of Webisodes 2016, Floral Fantasy. Now, if that name sounds familiar, it's because in 2015, a long time ago, we did an artful card kit, and so many people fell in love with those papers that we're now releasing them in scrapbooking papers and other stuff that coordinates.
And other stuff like scrapbooking dazzles, beautiful foil paper toll,
right.
and foiled fancies, which you see them all
and
together.
Ribbons.
And ribbons too.
And there's more. Come play with us. Da-da-la, there they are.
There they are. Look at that foil. That is just absolutely gorgeous.
It's exquisite. It truly is. Let's look at the papers.
Okay.
We'll scoot the dazzles and those over.
All right.
These are 12 by 12, 80 pound, and you're going to get ideas for card making as well as scrapbooking, and on the front and on the back. And look at these papers.
Those are just incredible. They're
beautiful?
stunning.
Yeah,
is what they are.
Just gorgeous, gorgeous. And again, as we get into it, you can see that it's a mix. Not only do we have the florals, which you would expect,
right,
but we also have music notes. We have the spattering of fantasy.
It looks like it's lit from behind.
It does, doesn't it? Yes, it's all backlit. So pretty. And white sanding on the edges already done for us. That works well. Now, to go along with it, keeping in those same color tones, we have this tapestry looking, and it does gradate from the darker green up to the yellow at the top, so quite pretty. Then we have a flourish and all over in the darker tones, which is going to pair well with those lighter tones that you just saw. And we have an all over floral. Isn't that just lovely?
I love that white ghosted work around it. That's just very unusual.
It is very unusual. And we have more sparkles, as you can see on this stripe. We've got flourishes down at the bottom and at the opposite corner. So just a beautiful look. And we also have some clouds and a starry sky. Then we'll flip these over.
Midsummer Night's Dream comes to mind.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. Absolutely. Then we'll flip these over. We're going to get some lighter tones. I love these.
That's great. That textural look. Almost like an oil painting.
It is, or a beautifully done wall. I always think of that. And then we have this kind of, it's got the tapestry, even lighter than the last one.
Right.
Here we've got the same blue. Isn't that just, so this could be ocean, it could be sky, it just works beautifully. We've got the music notes in our starry sky, as you can see, and then we just have the starry sky all by itself, a nighttime sky, and then we have another of the variegated, very gently done this time with the tapestry in the background.
So just beautiful, those beautiful papers, and then ribbons to match. There are 12 ribbons, 36 inches of each. You get this wide, beautiful golden crepe. There's always a swirl. You get a nice dark black grosgrain, a black stitched. I love that silver glimmer. That's just gorgeous. Look at that beautiful teal crepe. You get 1/8 inch. You get an 1/8 inch grosgrain. You get, I think we did that one. And, the sheer with the black dot, and then sheer with white dot. So lots of beautiful choices within the ribbon. Did I say them all?
I'm not sure. I wasn't counting. I was too many. We need to bring the scrapbooking
Okay.
dazzles over here.
The scrapbooking dazzles.
These are in the gold pearl with gold foiling, and look at the black jewel dazzles that are added. Let me just get in close so you can see all the imagery. Borders as well as focals as well as flowers and all sorts of things.
Just
there
beautiful.
are 152 on these two sheets, in addition to the 540 jewel dazzles.
Right. And then the foil 3D paper toll.
We saw that, and then we also have the foiled fancies that coordinate. So let's get into projects.
Okay.
And we'll start with our foiled paper toll. And you can see that this is this design all in the layers. So you get not only that fabulous foiling that's so exquisite, but you also get it in layers so that you can build that up as you see fit.
And you can build it up into one design, or you can split it apart and use it in different areas of your card. And there's always extra artwork as well, which would be that small butterfly.
Well, back up a little bit, and Teresa's done something interesting here. Well, Teresa always does something interesting, but she's let her card be the mat, so she's cut this paper a little bit smaller than the 5 by 6.5. Then she's done another one and placed it at an angle, and then another one just straight, and that's become the platform for her focal.
That's unusual, and I love that the ribbon is going along with the angle of that, and it's tied up here with a little button, a little bit of twine there, or embroidery thread. Just beautiful.
And then on the inside, this is yet another of the foil paper tulle. Look at those butterflies. You can see one of the images right there.
And then stamping and cutting out that little tag that is with the stamping greetings and labels stamp set, along with the cutting dies
earlier this week, and confessed that we did not do a good job of labeling them with titles so that they matched.
To make them seem the same, but they are meant for each other.
And we're sorry, we're watching that now. But isn't that just lovely? Beautiful, beautiful.
So I don't think there's a bad way. I don't think you can make a bad card with those papers.
I think you're right.
Just gorgeous.
Now, a second one. Now, on this foil paper tulle, there is a frame, and Teresa has turned it that way, and she stamped on the inside of it with birthday wishes.
Right, so make sure you use StazOn or a Surfaces ink for stamping, but they're perfectly suitable for stamping, and I love that it's framed so nicely.
Isn't that pretty? Now we'll back up just a little bit because I want you to see this is a card, but it's done on a matchbook style.
Right.
So lift that off. Going to bring these over.
Just absolutely
and then
beautiful.
Teresa has glued this one in to become a pocket for a gift tag,
so
a gift card.
When you see this, when you get it, it's going to look like this. It doesn't have those cut at angles up above, but Teresa has supplied a pattern so that you can cut that at an angle, or you can just sort of eyeball it.
And that pattern's in the gallery.
It's in the gallery, correct. I want to point out something. Something that I forgot, and then I saw it when you opened it up. So when you open this up,
okay, I'm opening it up.
I would have liked to have done a demo on this, but I forgot. This is done with Perfect Pearls.
Really?
So put a little of the Perfect Pearls medium on there, brush the Perfect Pearls onto those foiled fancies, and you can try heat setting it. That was probably a good idea, or spritz it with a little water to heat set it.
Now, if foiled fancies work on that, you could do the same thing using the Versamark ink pad with the mica powders.
Absolutely.
So just because some of the Perfect Pearls are not as available as they once were, so that gives you a nice...
What a beautiful look. I love the two-tone on there.
Now, I just wanted to point out that the matchbook pockets come in a set of 2, so you can get 2 of them. You do want to make sure not to put anything over the tab. Don't put paper on top of that tab because it needs to go into the slot.
Just slide in simply and easily.
There you go. Just like that. Very nice. So it's nice to see that well used.
Okay.
Okay, now speaking of this frame, there's a frame in the foiled fancies, and Teresa has backed it with a darker of the floral fantasy paper.
Papers, right. So she's just cut it around the edges so that it makes a nice plaque with that foiled fancies. And then some of the scrapbooking dazzles are backed on different pattern papers.
So just a beautiful palette of color. Now on the inside, this is all gold, and you can see it just shimmers and shines.
Happily ever after. And one length of those scrapbooking dazzles borders is just set across the card here. And with these, with the foiled fancies, you really don't have to do anything to them. You can just pop them on there without sanding or inking. They are just a beautiful
gorgeous look. Now another look, and Teresa was very happy with how this turned out. This is a triple step card, and this is where it comes from. There are 5 cards in and 5 envelopes. And you can turn it this way, or as you can tell, we turned it that way to turn it into a cake.
Right.
And here is how it looks. And you can see how beautifully it plays that gold against the dark of the floral fantasy.
But kind of the interesting thing to me was that she actually took the scrapbooking dazzles and placed them on top of the foiled fancies. So on their own, they're perfectly gorgeous, just like this, but you can add a little extra dimension if you place the scrapbooking dazzles on top of it.
So they happen to be the same size,
They happen to be the same
well,
size.
That's
they're not
interesting.
all going to be like that. It's just sort of a happy coincidence. And I've got the scrapbooking dazzles here, and you're just going to lay that right on top. You want to turn it until you get it just to the right point before you set it down.
Interesting.
And then
now what that will give you is the flourishes around the edge, those really light ones.
Right.
It will also give you a bit of the pearl look, and
on top of the
see if we
foiled
can get in
fancy.
close to
And
show you that.
Makes
There
it
you
backed
go.
in that beautiful gold foiling.
So you can use them separately, or you can marry them up as Teresa has done. And right there she stamped using
The cat's eye pigment
right,
paints.
the new cat's eye, and she used the gold, it's right there, and stamped the butterfly.
Those come in all different sets of different colors. I mean, we have quite a few of those in different sets of colors, but I kind of like that. The gold on the black together with that gold foiling is just beautiful.
And you can see it's not the shiny gold like what a glitter embossing
Right.
powder would be. It is just the metallic. It's more of a dull, but it's very striking, especially on the black. And she's done that using the tiny tags and little greetings. You can see there's the stamp and there's the butterfly. So,
Right.
and
So-
as I open this up,
Right, so the
you're gonna
sentiment down there was
Yeah.
from that as well.
And so this is going to sit up like that. I guess that's how it would look to you. And on the inside, she has done another one. So just gorgeous.
And I do love the little strips that comes directly from the scrapbooking dazzles. You cut those right off the edge
Right.
of the sheet of scrapbooking dazzles.
Certainly don't let it go to waste, right? Okay, scrapbookers, we have this wonderful page for you. Look at this. Okay. Now, Nora turned 1, so we certainly need to commemorate that.
Absolutely.
And number 1, now before we get in too close, back up a little bit, John, thank you.
Can you
Look
see
at that
those
heart.
right.
Now, how did she do that?
She did that with oval doilies. So she took 2 of the doilies, very simply placed one this way, placed the other that way, and she has a nice heart.
Hot
that is
diggity.
the cutest thing.
That is very cute. Now, the other hearts that are on there, that's really clever.
It is.
The other hearts come from the 25 Hearts template. Now, Teresa also designed this template, and it's got every heart on the face of the planet. But what I love, as we get in close, is it has some really fun ideas, like this, to make a flower out of hearts,
wonderful.
to make another flower out of them, to
Okay.
insert something into an open heart.
So lots of ideas of how to stack them, how to cut them, paper piece them together like so. And even down here, the little balloon tie. Where am I?
There you are.
There we go, the balloon tie. So
Very cute.
Great ways to use those. And in this way, simply just using it to create a few hearts to embellish and to do some journaling.
Right, and this is another combination of the dazzles, but this time it's been backed on the gold paper.
Right, the
Right.
gold metallic specialty paper, which you can see that's 12 by 12 inch paper,
Right.
but you can just use it for small embellishments.
And it
works
lets you
great.
get that gold with the pearl of the
Right.
dazzles, so
And you're
just so pretty.
seeing the black jewel dazzles that come with those scrapbooking dazzles too, to accent those
Just
beautiful
gorgeous.
butterflies.
Yes, so we've got our dazzles, we've
And
got our
foiled
little girl,
fancies.
and just quite charming. And now you know how to make a heart out of ovals. That's so great.
So very
One
sweet.
last project, and this is a card, and Teresa has done some fun things on this card. You can see that The mannequin there is part of the Foiled Fancies, and she's
Right.
done some coloring.
She's done some coloring with Dilutions paints. I have the white linen here. It was also using a vibrant turquoise. That's what you're seeing on the dress form. And as we showed the other day, just with distress paint, I've got one of those wings here, which I actually left those little bridges on because I want to hold on to them. And I'm going to try not to get it everywhere. And I'm just going to use my finger to place it over here. You can use just about anything, but Teresa said she thought it was simple just to use your finger. She likes to let it dry for about a minute and then remove it, but I'm just going to quickly show you. Use a paper towel and just sort of remove it from the top surface. So that's what I'm trying to do, just basically remove the paint from the top surface and let it sit down in the lower embossed areas or the debossed areas.
It's kind of like you're antiquing it, in this case white.
Right. And if you rub it a little bit before it gets too set on there, you can get some of that gold to shine through. So,
nice.
yeah, very simple.
Nice. Okay, well here it is this time in the blue. And she's done some stamping and some die cutting. You'll see that in the gallery. I love the ribbon. Look, she's done the sheer ribbon and then knotted it in the center, right, or in the middle of the ribbon. And then on the inside, this is the scrapbooking dazzles.
Right, that have been backed with paper.
Right.
I love the look of having one version of it here and a different version of it on the front.
Right, and they slightly shift in their orientation, and then a great big of the labels that are die cut on the bottom. So just beautiful. So lots of ways.
Now, are these butterflies from the
jewel.
scrapbooking? Or they're the jewel dazzle butterflies?
Yes.
I think.
Not sure. Check the gallery. We're not sure.
Maybe I should have asked.
They're probably, they're
it
scrapbooking dazzles.
Okay.
They're the scrapbooking dazzles because they're all in there.
Lots of butterflies and hearts and little stars on there too. So.
Very, very pretty. So your floral fantasy has just got lots of pieces to it and lots of fun things that you can do. We hope you'll join us tomorrow where we have some brand new Artful card kits and templates. You'll love it.
See you then.